Do you ever wake up, stare at the ceiling, and wonder, is this it? Like, is this really what life is supposed to feel like? Another day that looks the same as yesterday. Another routine that doesn't really feel like living. It's not that things are terrible, it's that things are numb. And maybe that's the scariest part, not the chaos, not the disasters, but the slow, quiet erosion of your spark. Since COVID, the world has been a little off, not just economically, not just socially, but spiritually. We lost some color. And if you're honest with yourself, you felt it too. Every January, we whisper the same cliche, next year will be my year. But the year rolls on, and nothing changes. Here's the brutal truth. 2023 wasn't your year. 2024 wasn't either. And if you're still living on autopilot, the rest of 2025 won't be either. But there's good news. You don't need a whole year. You don't need 12 clean months, 365 fresh starts. You have 4 months left. 4 months to lock in. 4 months to flip the script before this year becomes just another wasted calendar. And that's more than enough. If you stop lying to yourself. Let's be clear, I'm not here to motivate you. Motivation is a sugar high. You get it, you crash. You're worse off than before. I'm here to give you something heavier. A perspective shift. The kind that hurts a little. The kind that forces you to admit you've been half-assing life. Because if you were fully locked in, you wouldn't need this video. So, let's start with the excuse you've been feeding yourself. Time. I don't have time. You've said it, I've said it, everyone says it. But let's dissect it. There are 24 hours in your day. 8 for sleep, 8 for work or school, 2 for eating, showering, existing. That still leaves 6. 6 hours that you spend doing what exactly? Scrolling. Rewatching the same show, getting lost in rabbit holes you won't even remember tomorrow. Complaining that you don't have 6 hours. That's the problem. You do have time. You just bleed it out in tiny, invisible ways. Do you know what the average person does? They spend 3 hours a day on social media. That's 1,095 hours a year. That's 45 full days. Gone. And then we wonder why we feel stuck. Imagine if you use those hours to learn a skill, to build something, to sharpen yourself instead of numbing yourself. By December, you could literally be a different person. And here's the kicker. You are living in the single most resource-rich era in history. Our grandparents had to go to libraries, hunt down teachers, wait years to find opportunities. You've got it all in your pocket. Free courses, tutorials, apps, communities. If you want to build a business, there are step-by-step guides. If you want to get fit, there are workout programs that cost less than your morning coffee. If you want to learn a skill, YouTube has more knowledge than most universities. And still, people say, I don't know where to start. You don't lack knowledge. You lack discipline. You don't lack tools. You lack systems. That's the difference between saying, I want to save money, and actually tracking every expense, automating your savings, and cutting out the garbage. That's the difference between saying, I want to get in shape, and actually meal prepping, scheduling your workouts, and showing up even when no one's watching. Goals sound nice, but systems build results. Without them, you'll stay exactly where you are, watching others win, while convincing yourself you're trying. Now let's talk about the grind. Everyone hates that word, because we've romanticized life into this Instagram aesthetic where everything's balanced, easy, and fulfilling. But the truth is, the grind is ugly. It's waking up when you'd rather sleep. It's saying no to parties because you've got work to do. It's choosing the harder thing, over and over again, without applause, without likes, without anyone noticing but you. And here's the secret. It's supposed to feel that way. If chasing your dream felt like a Netflix binge, everyone would already be living their dream. The grind separates people who want it from people who say they want it. Now, let me be real with you. There's another lie holding you back: balance. You've been sold this fantasy that you can perfectly balance work, growth, hobbies, friends, rest, all in equal portions. You can't. Balance doesn't change lives. Prioritization does. If you want something badly, something else has to slide. Not forever. Not everything. But enough that your actions start aligning with your goals. That's the part no one wants to hear. You can't have it all at once. But you can have what matters, if you're ruthless enough to cut the noise. So, here's the uncomfortable question. Are you really trying? Or are you just dabbling? Effort gets you a taste. Consistent effort rewires your life. Look, I'm not perfect, but I know this much. The best version of me came when I stopped waiting, when I stopped hoping life would rearrange itself in my favor, and I started forcing it. That shift changed everything, and it can for you too, if you actually lock in these last 4 months. Think about it. 4 months is 120 days. That's 2,880 hours, even if half of those are eaten by sleep, work, and obligations. You still have over 1,000 hours left. 1,000 hours is enough to learn a new skill, build a side income, lose 20 pounds, transform your discipline, reset the trajectory of your entire life. Not in some distant future. Not in 2026 will be my year. Right now. The rest of this year. So here's how I'll end this. The question isn't whether you can. You can. You live in the most connected, opportunity-saturated era humanity has ever seen. The question is whether you will. Will you use the last 4 months of 2025 to change your trajectory? Or will you let them slip away just like the last 20 months already did? You don't need another new year, new me. You need a decision. Right now. Because if you don't change in these 4 months, nothing magical is waiting for you in January. So, when December ends, do you want to look back at 2025 as the year you finally locked in, or the year you let pass you by?